Alright, so the Wolf Among Us 2 finally got announced for the third time, by the way.
Really nigga, really nigga, really nigga.
And we also getting a remaster this year. I seen that it's coming out this holiday and I didn't feel like waiting on it. So in today's video, we going back and platinuming the OG version. The Wolf Among Us holds a total of 36 trophies, including a platinum trophy. The Wolf Among Us also has a 1 out of 10 difficulty rating on PSN profiles. And I also got this platinum in 8 hours. This platinum is actually light work. I was low-key chugging it out. The game starts off with Bigby Wolf, Fabletown sheriff, heading to a apartment in New York City to check up on Toad. We tell Toad to get a glamour or he will get sent back to a farm because he have to look like a human. A glamour is like a magic spell what Fables use to change their appearance and look like a human. And if you don't get a glamour, you will get sent back to the farm. Toad tells us there's commotion upstairs, and we head upstairs and we see the woodsman slapping this prostitute. But before we get into the fight, yo DJ, drop me a beat right quick. We get into a quick little brawl with bro. We talk to the girl and we ask her why is he beating on her, and she tells us that he owes her some money. And then after that we get into a mini brawl with bro again, but he instantly gets smacked with an axe. We talk to the girl and she starts talking to us like she want to get cracked.
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
So I invited her to my house for some questioning. After talking to her, I got my first trophy for completing chapter 1 of episode 1. Next chapter, we get sent to our apartment and we get introduced to Colin the pig. And we just have a yap session with him. I'm gonna be honest, I was not paying attention in this scene. It was Loki chatting it up. We fall asleep just for us to get woken up 1 second later. We open the door and we see that it's Snow White. This girl is so bad, but she's annoying at the same time because the shit she was doing throughout the game was actually pissing me off. But she is a baddie though. She tells us to follow her and the trophy pops right there. While exiting the apartment building, we spotted a girl that was supposed to meet us at night. However, it was her head. We found the ribbon in her mouth with a ring attached to it. The logo on the ring is unknown to us, so we have to go to the office and look and see what the logo means. And the trophy popped right there. We get to the business office and we get introduced to Crane and Buffkin. I actually did not like Crane in this game. He was like one of the most annoying characters in the game. See, Buffkin, he's actually useful and not annoying. Buffkin brings us a book and we find out the girl name is Faith. We tell the magic mirror to spy on Prince Lawrence, her husband, and we see him passed out with a sword beside him. Toad calls the sheriff office and he needs our help. So we get a choice to help Toad or help Prince Lawrence. So in this playthrough, I low-key picked Toad because that's the homie, the day one for real. Toad tell us Tweedles put up on him and was beating the living crap out of him. Shortly after, we find Fate's donkey raincoat, and we also see something attached to the coat, and we also see that it's a note from Prince Lawrence. We get to Prince Lawrence's house and we see that Prince Lawrence tries to take the easy way out. We woke him up just for him to die again. While exploring the house, we found one of the Tweedles hiding in the closet. We get put into a peak chase with bro. Shortly after, we interrogate bro, asking him why was he hiding in a closet. I also punched bro because he also made me do all of that running for no reason. But a few seconds later, we get knocked out by his twin. We made it to the Trip Trap bar to look for Woody, and we talked to Holly and Grendel, and they was acting like Woody wasn't in the bar. But a few minutes later, look who showed up. We talked to Woody and he tells us he didn't kill Faith and he would never. Grin in the back getting irritated that I'm at the bar and he started dissing on Snow White, so you know I'm not going for that, so I'll punch him, bro. We get into our second fight in this game, and this fight was actually peak. We see Bigby in his wolf form going crazy, and I also ripped his arm off because the whole entire episode he been talking crazy to me for no reason. Tweedledee walks in and the woodsman makes a run for it, and the game gives us a choice. I lucky felt bad for the woodsman, so I decided to chase after Tweedledee because of the shit he was doing earlier. While taking D to the sheriff office, we see a bunch of cop cars outside. We check it out and we see that Snow White got packed up, and the episode ends there. After completing episode 1, I went back to the Trip Trap bar to get this final trophy where I don't have to rip off Grin's arm, and after not ripping off his arm, I got a trophy for collecting all of the Book of Fables entries. Episode 2 opens with us getting interviewed about Snow's death. However, Crane broke into the place and helped us escape. He takes us to the apartment where Bluebeard is interrogating Tweedle. There's 2 approaches you can do. 1, you can just beat the shit out of bro. 2, you can just be calm with bro. So in this playthrough, I decided to be calm with bro, but seems like Bluebeard wasn't feeling it. So me and bro tussled, and just as things getting heated up, Snow walks in. Turns out the person that actually died was a clone, and after finding out, I got another trophy. We talked to Toad's son TJ because he was the one that found the body in the pond. We meet up with Buffkin to examine the body. We found out the girl had a glamour, and we also found out the girl is also Holly's sister. We head over to the bar to tell her that her sister is dead. Shortly after, I went to the strip club to find the last things Holly was doing before she passed. We talked to the owner of the strip club, Georgie. We tried to get some answers out of him, but he's not telling us anything, so we had to destroy the place. Ultimately, he gives us a book with all of the girl's clients. We talked to this girl named Narissa, and she basically tells us some things about Lily. She also ended up giving us a key to the rooms that's right next to the last one Holly went to, and I also got a trophy while leaving the strip club. We made it to the hotel room, and we see that Beauty works here, but while going to my room with Beauty, I got my trophy again. She takes us to the room of 1207, but while going in Lily's room, B shows up and assumes we've been cracking Beauty. We get put into a fight with bro. The fight ends with us smashing the door down. We found the crime scene, and now we have to look for clues. We also found just an envelope inside. There's just photos of Snow and Bigby, and the last one, it's a photo of Crane with Lily, and the episode ends there. I also went back into episode 2, and I did every choice I can do for my trophy. Episode 3 starts with Bigby being pissed off and us talking to Beauty. We need to find Snow and tell her what happens. We made it to the Buckingham Bridge and tells Snow that Crane is a creep in the middle of Lily's funeral. Shortly after, the Tweedles showed up and started holding me hostage with a shotgun and basically told me to leave Crane alone or they will shoot up the funeral. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave him alone. Yeah, never mind. We low-key got packed up, but long story short, I got my trophy. We made it back to the business office to find Crane, and Buffkin is currently working on the magic mirror Crane broke before he left, and we also found out Crane took a piece with him, so we can't locate him. So instead, we find out Crane have an appointment with a witch. The game gives us a choice to go to the Tweedles office, Crane's house. So instead, I decided to go to Crane's house. We find out that he been embezzling Fabletown's money and writing letters to Snow. Next, I decided to go to the Tweedles. We also talked to this guy named Flycat, and he basically tells us Bluebeard assaulted him and was beating on him. So I felt bad and I told him to quit his job and work for me. I then decided to go back to the bar to question Holly about her sister, but she was sleeping, so I decided to go through her things. But we also found something about this lady named Auntie Greenie, but shortly after, I got my trophy though. We get to Auntie Greenie's house and a little girl answered the door. We go inside and we explore the house. We didn't find a glamour tube. The little girl starts tweaking out and she turns into Auntie Greenie. Snow thinks we should burn her glamour tree. I low-key felt bad for her because she said this is how she make her money, so instead of burning the tree, I gave her a opportunity to work for me. And after that, we left her house and Snow is pissed at us. We went back to the club and we found Crane there and we arrested him. While going outside, we get stopped by Bloody Mary and the Tweedles, and they said let go of Crane or I'm dying, so I said fuck no, and Bigby dies. Psych! And bro, the game gave us a option to kill Tweedledum or drop him. So I said fuck no, and I killed that boy. And after doing this happened. After completing episode 3, I went back and burned Auntie Greenie's tree, and after doing that, I got my trophy. After getting patched up, we speak to Narissa, and we found out pudding and pie girls cannot speak because of the ribbon. And if they do speak, they will instantly get packed up. Snow comes in and tells me that Beauty and the Beast needs my help. We get to their room, and they basically tells us that they've been working for the Crooked Man because they needed money. They also told us who of the businesses the Crooked Man owns in town, so I decided to go to the pawn shop first. We also see Woody arguing with this old man because he can't find his axe. A few minutes later, everybody start fighting. When I say everybody, I'm talking about me included. After bodying bro, we start asking him questions. We asked him where to find the Crooked Man, and he basically tells us it's impossible to find him, but he did tell us we need the magic mirror to find the Crooked Man. But sadly, it's broken. But we find out the missing piece is at the Crooked Man's butcher shop. We talked to this employee, Johan, and he was acting weird. We head to the back of the butcher room and we find this little lab, and we also found Crane's jacket. And I seen the money, and you know I had to take that because the Crooked Man owed me, because I sat there and gave Faith all of my money just for her to get packed up a few minutes later. So I basically got scammed. We found the final missing piece, and while leaving Johan's shop, Johan asks me what I'm gonna do with him because he's scared. So I told him to come to the office for witness protection, and I got my trophy. We made it back to the business office. We fixed the mirror and we used it to spy on the Crooked Man door, which moves all around town. We made it to the Crooked Man's hideout. We get welcome and the episode ends there. And I also got 2 trophies from doing this. protagonist. We find out Georgie killed Faith and Lily, and the Crooked Man switches up on Georgie, talking about he started everything. Bloody Mary pulls up and a fight breaks out. The Crooked Man and Bloody Mary escape. Georgie gets stabbed, but Georgie gets a chance to escape with Vivian. And my trophy popped right here. We get put into a crazy chase scene in our wolf form. After finishing the chase, we see Georgie going back to his strip club, and after doing this, I got his trophy. We made it inside the strip club, and we find out Vivian is the original girl with the ribbon, and she was also the one that was making the ribbons. Vivian makes a huge sacrifice to save all of the girls, and the curse ends there. Georgie is suffering from the stab wound, and he wanted to put him down. I don't know why, but instead of killing him, I just let him suffer. We made it to the Shepherd, the Metalworks building, because this is where the Crooked Man and Bloody Mary is at. However, we get put into a boss fight with her, and I also switched to my wolf form and went absolutely crazy. And after beating her, we talked to the Crooked Man. He threatened to shoot us, so instead I just took him in. We finally made it to the final part of the game, and the Crooked Man started chatting his ass off for the last 20 minutes. He was trying his hardest to manipulate everyone, but he did manipulate Beauty and the Beast, but they brain dead though, so they really don't count. And he also brought up how he's allegedly innocent, but a few yaps later, the crowd was still on my side. I threw the Crooked Man down the well, and there's the second to last trophy of the game. And I also collected all Book of Fables entries in episode 5. The last thing we really had to do to complete the game is talk to Narissa, and after talking to her, I got my trophies, including the platinum. I really enjoyed getting the platinum for this game. It was really quick and easy, and I actually can't wait for the Wolf Among Us 2. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'm Astro. Peace.